Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We're going to talk about what prejudging is like for the first-time competitor. And I'm a high anxiety kind of guy, so I remember my first contest, Adam, getting there, and there's a sea of people and lines, and you're kind of freaking out. Where do I go? What do I do? So it's very helpful, of course, if you're paying attention to all of the competitor information as they're saying, show up at this time, here's the address, come at this meeting, the competitors meeting, really pay attention, get a highlighter out, print all that stuff out, and make sure you know exactly the flow. But once you get there that morning, we want to talk about how to prepare yourself all the way from, do I sit, do I stand, do I lay down? You'll see people laying down with their legs up. You'll see all kinds of stuff. So for that first-time competitor, Adam, what's the checklist flow that you like to go through?
Yeah, I like to make sure my clients just aren't standing around all day. So the first thing is knowing about when you're going to go on, and then deciding where you're going to, pick a spot backstage to listen and hear for your number being called or your class being called. So usually what I'll tell my clients is maybe sit in the audience until women's figure is done, and then you have all of men's physique before you, and then your classes are being called. And I think that's a really safe bet to get someone backstage in time and give them plenty of time to just relax back there too, and just be aware of what's going on. So that's definitely key. The last thing you want to do is miss your class.
And think through all the little things, like, if I'm backstage laying down, do I need a towel or something? I want to be covered so my tanning product isn't getting on the seats in the auditorium. Do I have all of my food with me in a cooler that's easy to carry? If I need somebody to help me with tanning, touch-up, and oil, do I have my coaching pass for that one person who's going to go backstage with me? So think through a lot of those things, but then also don't feel bad about asking. Ask other competitors. They're always happy to help a new person just to learn the ropes. And expediters are going to be there. But what about, Adam, when you are getting close? And how do you know when to start warming up, and how do you go through that process?
Yeah, I think getting a feel for how long each class is taking on stage. So when you're out in the audience watching, kind of take notes. This class had, 10 people or 20 people in it. How long are these classes taking to get through? But I tell most people you want to pump up about 20 minutes before you're on stage, maybe slowly warming up about a half hour out, just to make sure you can get a good pump, and you have time to make some final changes with us before you go out there. You should be sending us photos and making sure that we're getting a good chance to look at you and adjust things before you step on stage.
And we do have some separate podcast episodes on those specific things, like how to work with your coach, how to pump up and do all that stuff. But the one thing to emphasize as we discuss prejudging is the fact that this is where the judging is. So this is where you got to lay it all out, and you've got to do your best, because once your class is finished, the judges are tallying up those scores and it's over. So this is where you really have to look your best. You have to focus, and then you're gonna go into the finals, which we'll talk about in the next episode. But any final advice for just how to organize your brain around that prejudging?
Yeah, really just try to stay calm and collected in a very anxious situation. I've seen people kind of shut down a little bit because of nerves, but don't be afraid to ask for help. Even if me or Joe are not at your show, there's tons of expediters, and, even the promoters are usually pretty available to talk to and help you out. So,
yeah, I think that's a really good point, to stay calm. You don't want cortisol increasing and just be freaked out. So there's a time to just kind of be yourself and just enjoy the environment. But like I said, this is game time. So I hope when you hit that stage, you really have that kind of killer instinct that I'm going to perform my best here. May not be aggressive as I'm stating like a bodybuilder, but even bikini, figure, all that, you really want to make sure you are putting your best foot forward, because this is your time. So we're going to continue this conversation in our next episode as we transition into what the finals are like for a first-time competitor. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you then.